Let's move on to your journey when you came to India. Your first club over here was with Prayag United. Can you tell me, before we even talk about the club, what was your impression of India when you first came here and Indian football?
Yeah, I will. When I arrived, it was a culture shock for me, to the good and to the bad, both ways. And I'm always a very honest person. I don't believe too much in diplomacy. I always say diplomacy is a polite way of lying. Uh, and I don't mean that you. Diplomacy for me is not just say what you think, and you can say that in a gentle way, in a nice way. So when I say a cultural shock in India was that, yeah, when you see people on the street being so poor, although I already had an experience in Africa also, that is painful for me. I'm somebody who likes justice. I think everyone, doesn't matter where you come from, equality. So either you black, white, doesn't matter, everyone is equal. So the moment I arrived in India, you see poor people. Was always painful for me. You see some very beautiful cultural things. So overall, it was a cultural shock. But as I said, I take it as a positive. The playing style, the football in India was completely different than I was used to. And what is the most important thing to take out is that you could see that there was talent. There were a few players I still remember from that time, are really good players, actually, who still is playing now. For instance, Siki Venit. At that time, he was beginning 20s, I think, or 19, 20, I don't remember exactly. But he was starting with my team. He's doing really well. But you could also see that the creativity of players was less than what I see now. And the creativity, I think, is a little bit related to India, is that, the caste system. So basically, you always listen to the elder one. And where I come from, it's the opposite. Even when you're young and you have something to say, you say it. So creativity is more stimulated. And I also saw that in the football. I remember Mohammed Rafiq. He was at that time 17 or 18. And he had tremendous technical qualities. And I put him behind the striker at that time, and he really, really developed. But you could also see that before that, he was never really used on his quality. That creativity was never stimulated. It was all about the English in India. Mostly the game was playing long ball, the English way, and run and physicality. So, and that made a huge development already, I think, in the last, 10 years. So that's a positive. And if you want to know how I got to India, was basically on, at that time, Wim Koevermans. He was the head coach of the national team. And I got an agent who asked me if I was interested to come to India. First, I didn't want to come. I had a call with Wim Koevermans, and I asked him, said, well, how is the situation there? And he basically told me, it's going to be, it's a sleeping giant. Things are developing. So I decided to come to have a foot in the door, maybe for the future. So that's basically the story how I ended up in India.
That's really fascinating. So,